Hello everyone. Let's hope that this works today, right? First time, well, second time, but we'll see how it goes. Let me just give a couple minutes for everybody to come in. We'll see what happens. Hey, check it out. Patreon. I spelled ribbon wrong. Ribbon, rib in. All right, well, I will have to edit that later, right, guys? All right, so this works just the same as Facebook. So when you come in, just say hi. We'll see how it goes. I should have comments on here somewhere. Chat. There we go. No, I don't want to chat as Whitney Lukes. Hi, guys. Let me switch accounts here. Close that. Then open Patreon. How you guys doing? Oh, I had one, now I have none. Okay, let's see how this works. Why is there an ad on my video? It's a live stream. Okay, guys. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. We'll see how this goes. I want to make sure I have, well, let me turn this up to make sure I have volume is okay. Yep, volume's good to go. All right, this works just the same as a Facebook Live, so you can make comments at the bottom while we're working, and then I should be able to see here on my tablet, and I'll just go at it. I know some of you guys weren't able to make it during the week. I had something come up, and so now we're doing this Saturday morning for me. I don't know, it might be Saturday afternoon for you guys, who knows. So ribbon of the month for May. This is the first one. I'm a little excited about it. So you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments, or comment back on Patreon, whatever you're more comfortable with. I will see about getting to the comments after. If you're watching this on a playback, this is all learning for all of us, guys. So if you comment on the video after it's over, after the live is over, I'll have to check in to see how to get to those comments, but I'll let you guys know on this same post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. I'm going to go over our supplies. You guys already know about the ribbon. So I'm just going to set my tablet up over here, and I'll just peek at it from time to time to see if anybody's in and to see if there's any comments or anything coming through. Right now I don't see any, so let's see if can I clear this like I do on Facebook. Doesn't appear so. What does this do? Share, mute microphone. No, we don't want to do that. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to get started. So y'all have seen the piece I purchased for our actual display. It's got a cute little wall mount thing on Consumer Crafts, and I sent you guys the link on Patreon. So it has these cute little wall hangers on it already. You could also add something to each side, some ribbon or something. I'm going to leave it just as it is, and we're going to put the arrangement down here. And then our special ribbon of the month was supposed to be the bigger one with the cotton in it, but it ended up having glitter on it. My fault, because it did come in two kinds, one with glitter, one without, and I put the wrong one in my cart, so that's my bad. But so I decided to go with this thinner one that is the blue with the cotton on it. Love it. It's really cute. So that's basically our main two pieces that we were doing for this project. And then some of the other ribbon that I showed you guys that I bought was all from, wow. It's early for me, guys, on a Saturday. It was all from craftoutlet.com. So these were our selections. I'm not going to be using all of these, so I'm going to need your opinion. Hopefully there'll be some extra people in by the time we get to the bow, so I could get some comments. I don't see any comments. If there's anybody there, you guys, can you just say hi? So just type in like a letter or a number or something, because I don't see anything in the chat. It shows that I'm live, so I'm hoping this works out. All right, guys. These were my selections of ribbon. Excuse me. So we're not going to use them all, but we're definitely going to use this one, possibly the light blue one. We'll see, because I got a couple different turquoises here. This is more of like they call this robin's egg blue, and this one's more closer to turquoise. I mean, this one looks better. We'll go over them together, but that was our selection of ribbon. We're also going to be using some burlap. You can use regular burlap. I'm going to use this blue burlap that I purchased at Hobby Lobby many moons ago, but you can still get this burlap at Hobby Lobby. Comes in all different colors, black, orange, this blue, red, and yellow. I believe I have all of them. So I'm going to use this blue burlap, but regular burlap will work just fine if you can't find the blue. And this is really kind of just to cover up the back. I might incorporate this in the bow. I'm not sure. Excuse me. You're going to need a chunk of styrofoam. We're going to need a piece of cardboard. And as you can see here, I painted it. So you're going to need some paint, because this is the back of it. So I just have... Again, guys, it does not have to match spot on. I just picked something in the same kind of wheelhouse, and then I put this guy on here, traced around it, painted it. We're going to cut it out, and then we're going to glue it on like this, so that when we stick our flowers through, it doesn't go straight through the styrofoam and then right out the chicken wire. So because we don't have a solid back on this piece, you need to put something in there that will prevent it from just flying right straight through when you put those flower stems in. So the styrofoam, again, I just cut this by hand, just kind of guessing. And then here I traced it to make sure I have the right size. So when we cut it out and we glue it on, it'll be perfect. And then the rest is floral greenery. I had to go to Michael's and really search, you guys. I was at a loss for a minute because I couldn't find really good, nice blue flowers, or even in the turquoise. I couldn't find turquoise or anything. So I was able to put some stuff together. I did have to put white in with it. It's not a big problem. I mean, I took my piece here, our little window frame box with me, and I took my ribbon with me. As I know, someone had asked for the green or the olive green one, what kind of flowers or colors would you suggest? I suggest taking the ribbon with you to the store. I had no problems anywhere. I put both of these things in a basket. I think I took all of the ribbons with me. I put these in a bag in like a separate weird sack, whether it was Joann's, I don't know what sack I put it in, but they can clearly see these are not items that are purchased in their store. These are things that I got online. And I had these out in my cart while I was shopping. And then I was putting a lot of different flowers and things with them in my cart just to see what would look like. So I suggest if you bought the green one, which I kind of wish I did too, because it's a really pretty green, take it with you to the store and match up your flowers. See if your flowers look good with it. Since I had a still undecided piece on these two, I wanted to make sure something kind of went this way, but also stayed this way. So it was not exactly difficult, but you just want to make sure that you're kind of, if you're going to go a definite way with color, just make sure that your flowers look right to you. And again, it's your preference, your piece, you're creating it. And there's always someone else that's going to love it if you're going to sell it, or if you're making it for a gift for someone else. Think of that person's preferences. But I took this guy with me to Michael's, and I almost left and had to go to a different store, but the last minute I found a couple white flowers. So first I found this beautiful little hydrangea, and it's got a little bit of light color in it, not bad at all. I think it's not exactly the right color, but then again, it goes pretty well with this guy here. So I might actually put that one in there just because it's not exactly perfect. It's just a little off. I'm fine with that, if you know what I mean. So I got this guy for the main event. Remember, we have a smaller piece here, so I had to try to remember not to go like huge on the flowers, because I want this piece of the see-through on the chicken wire to show. So I want to make sure I don't actually cover too much of that up. And you guys know I have a propensity to just like load in the flowers. I do that a lot. So I just wanted to make sure. So I got the one hydrangea, and now Michael sells hydrangea. Like you guys know, every season they come out with all the colors. They come out with all the different hues for whatever season we're in. So right now we're going into summer. So spring and summer was out, but this is actually, I guess, more of a spring piece. I don't know. It was all on sale. I definitely got this thing for more. I got it for $4, so I think they were all 60% off. It's normally a $9.99 hydrangea. That's kind of pricey for just one stem, but I got it for $3.99, so I'm not angry. And then I got these two guys here to kind of like drape a little bit. We'll probably only use like one hole, and then this one I'll probably cut apart. You guys will see me incorporate that. These two guys also, I got all of these flowers at Michael's. They were also, they came to like $1.98, so it's also 60% off because they're normally $4.99. So these little draping guys here, and that's it for the blue. So I was walking around the store a little, like this is all I could get that was going, you know, towards what we wanted. So I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to go to another store. Then I ran into these beautiful girls. Look at the insides of those guys. Aren't those beautiful? I don't know if it's going to focus on it. Can you see those little these little circular pieces right in here? See those right there? Isn't that so cute? I can't, and they're plastic, they're fuzzy and they're hard. They're not going to fall apart, but I just felt like the insides of these were like just spot on, pretty, bright spring. I couldn't help it. So I bought 3 of them. I also like how the edges of the petals are kind of like a little, kind of like rough, or you could say they're a little, words, guys. Again, it's Saturday morning. They're a little like vintage or rustic or like kind of weathered. There's a good one, like a weathered look. I really like the way these guys look. They're really pretty. So that's what we got for flowers. And then I have a little bit of a leftover stem of the ficus. You know, this is really good coverage, you guys. You can get these at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Again, I got my stash at Hobby Lobby when they're all 50% off, so you can get them for a buck a stem. They're normally bigger than this. If you haven't seen these before, there's normally a stem coming off this way and coming off this way. So this is actually a repurpose from a different project, but it'll be okay because we're not going to load it up. This is just for filler. And then obviously the 2 stems of cotton, which I already had, but these are purchased. I got these at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby always has these large stems. You see how long they are? They also have really short ones, like closer to the wedding aisle where you can make all the boutonnieres and different things like that. But they also have little small ones. They're like a couple bucks each, but this is a much better buy, especially when all their stems and florals are 50% off. So head to Hobby Lobby, and I like how this one's a little loose right here. Because we're going to cut this apart. This is not going to stay this way. We're going to cut these apart and incorporate them into the arrangement. And that's all I plan to put in the arrangement. Now, the only other thing is if we have an issue where we have a lot of spots, or we have an issue where we have some holes and we just need a little bit more, the flowers kind of aren't covering exactly everything, I went and I grabbed just my extra greenery that I already had in my stash. You guys can find greenery on pretty much any craft store. Michael's has an aisle. It's usually never on sale though. So, you know, if you're looking at a certain budget, you might not want to go to Michael's unless you have one of those crazy good on your phone. But Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, they all have a special strictly just greenery aisle. And of course, again, Hobby Lobby, when everything's 50% off, it's a really good time to go just take advantage of that and grab it and fill in like your greenery stash if you just want to keep greenery at home, which I have done. My floral wall, you guys have seen pictures of that. The whole bottom row is all greenery. So I just grabbed extra pieces of greenery. We might not use it. I'm hoping we don't have to, but if we do, I already have it. So I just grabbed extra greenery pieces for fill-in, but these are all from, well, no, some are Joann's, some are Michael's. I'll just show you real quick. Again, I don't plan on using them, and I don't want to use them, but if we have to, I already have them out here. So these 2 pieces were purchased at Michael's just this past spring. They had a lot of crazy good greenery this spring. And I got these 2 pieces. They're probably, yeah, I got them for 50% off because I got them for $1.91 each. So that's really cute. I like how bouncy and full it is. And again, none of these stay in one piece, guys. We cut them all apart. So I got 2 of those out of my stash. Now these are all Joann's, and I've had these for probably almost 2 years, guys. But Joann's greenery aisle also, I've noticed, does not really go on sale that often. But then again, I can't really be too absolute sure about it because I don't spend much time at Joann's. Honestly, I only go there when I really need fabric or felt or something like that. But these little bushes here, they're really cute. I did not get them on sale. It looks like I paid $4.99 each for them. So if I did, I didn't write it on here because I usually write on here how much I actually pay for every little thing. but there's nothing written on any of these tags. So I'm assuming I did not get them on discount, which is strange because I usually don't buy anything full price. But I probably really, really wanted them. And it looks like I've already used 2 of them. Normally I try to stick to the picks I've already used for my next project, but apparently I must have missed this one. So this one's got a couple missing, this one's got a couple missing, and then I have a whole extra one. So again, these are only backups. Hopefully I won't need to use them, but just remember, guys, check out the greenery aisles, grab the greenery you need. You can always use it in the future. And again, I love green. And it's probably because I live in the desert, but I love green. You guys know that. And then lastly, these are 3 stems. These are also Joann's tags. And yeah, you know what? I put a check mark on here, which means, see, I remember my own code. I paid $3.99, so I paid full price for these. I think it's because I liked how fluffy it is, but they're really cute. And if we need them, I have them here off to the side. But again, I'm just going to be able to do this without those greeneries and go through and show you guys each one. So what I'll do is I'm going to test them, but they're really cute. And if we need them, I have them here off to the side. But again, I'm just going to be able to do this without those greeneries real quick because I still have, looks like I have 1 viewer, and I think it's me on my tablet. So let me just make a chat and make sure that this works. Make sure, crafty thoughts, test. Oh yeah, it's showing up on the screen right there. It's all new, guys. It's all news for me. All right, well, I see my chat right there, but now I can't get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of it. All right, well. All right, all messages. Let me see what happens with that. Okay, so on there, I hid the chat. All right, that works. So now I know how to do that. So I was able to do that. If anybody else pops in, you guys just chat on it. Let me know. So far, I have no viewers. So you're going to watch this on the playback, you guys. Make sure you see if you use your comments. I have not done a private. Actually, I've never done a YouTube live at all. And these are all private for you guys for Patreon. So I can't see them when I sign into my account unless I go into my editor, which you guys don't even really need to worry about them going way into too much detail than you guys even need to know. So I'll see what I can do on the comments and stuff. Just let me know how you guys like what we're doing, ask questions, whatever you need. And then for the next live, I'll make sure that we really can get on top of it, make sure I can do it when you guys are available and ready. So I'm just going to get started again. Just want to make sure everything's working out, you know what I mean? Okay, guys, so what I did was, mentioned before, I have my piece of cardboard, and this is a lid from something I had ordered, and you can see it still has tape on it here from something I ordered, and it came to me in USPS mail. So I cut the lid off of it. I put my piece of styrofoam over the top, and I traced it with a pencil, and then should be dry by now. Yeah, because I only did this morning. And then I took my craft paint and my sponge, and I kind of just put, I think this is almost 3 coats, and even then you can kind of still see Priority Mail sticking through there, but I put it through here, painted it a little bit, because this is the back portion that will probably eventually show through, so we need to be careful and mindful of that. So I'm going to cut it now, and then we're going to glue it onto the back of our piece. And again, nothing has to be absolutely perfect in this. This is really just, I'm actually going to cut this straight across because we're going to need to use something to hold the burlap down. So save this piece. You guys will see that in just a minute to see exactly what we're going to need to do with it. Guys, just cutting this out here. Probably should use my better scissors. Not much of this is going to show through pretty much at all, but I'm not going to really paint much else on it. So we've cut that out, and now that's the perfect size for our piece here. Whoops, sorry, it's going to go like this. So this is the back of it. And then we're going to cover this in burlap so that if you should have to see the back of this piece, you're looking at some pretty burlap, and then should anything show through, you'll see the same, you know, color that's within the same, you know, it's within the same, you know, it's within the same scheme, or sorry, theme as our piece. So we're sticking with blue, and that's what we're going to go with. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, so what I'm going to do here is, see, when I cut the styrofoam, you got a lot of little divots and stuff. I'm going to make sure that I got a really good adherence. Let me see, is this side better? No. I mean, anytime you cut styrofoam, it's never going to be perfect, guys. That's just what it is. It's just kind of what it is. I've tried many different things. I even have a hot wire tool or a little hot rod, and it doesn't cut evenly everything. It's just imperfect. It's just called being human. So you're always going to have these little divots and pieces. This I cut with I got a bread knife from the dollar store. So this was just a regular knife that I don't mind getting dirty and dull. And it works out pretty good if you want to cut something without having to go into the garage, because when you use that heated tool, the smell and the smoke that kind of comes off of this, you need to be in a good ventilated area. It's not really a good smell. It stinks really bad. So wait for the tool to heat up. You gotta be very super careful. Some of it will drip, so you gotta make sure you're in an area that you have something that will catch all the drip. So it's a little bit involved. Using a knife's faster. You get these divots. That's life. So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm putting my glue in a decent amount to kind of try to fill a lot of that in, so that we're not really like losing a lot of it, if you know what I mean. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay it flat like this. Actually, this side has less of a divot in it. Yeah, I'm going to pick the flatter side. This one has a bigger hole kind of in the middle, so I'm going to pick the flatter side here. But I'm going to lay this guy flat, and I'm just going to put my glue over the top of it like this. And remember, this is to keep our stems from poking through when we stick it through the styrofoam. We don't want them to pop through the other side and go right through the chicken wire, because then that's just going to ruin the piece. Well, actually, it won't go through the chicken wire. It's going to go through the burlaps, you know, and cause a bigger hole, and then through the chicken wire. So it still won't be good. Going to hold this guy down. There's the back of our piece. So now we have something stiff. Now you can skip the painting part if you're not interested in it. You're going to cover it with burlap. If the back of an item, the look to you is not important, skip that too. I like the backs of all of my projects to look at least decent, you know, should the back of it ever need to show through a window door or just a regular window in general, because you can pretty much place this anywhere. It doesn't have to really be on your front door. It could be on a kitchen window, or you know, just somewhere as an accent piece. You could stick this in an actual window seal. If you have a window seal that's big enough, stick it in kind of diagonally. So I just kind of want things to look from all angles, if we can, you know what I mean? So now our next piece is, let me put that in the glue skillet. Next, I'm going to put burlap on this girl. So again, remember I told you guys I got this roll at Hobby Lobby. Now you can use regular burlap. I'm showing you this because I bought this online, but you can get regular burlap. This is the, let me, how wide is this? I believe it's more than 5.5 inches, but this, yeah, 5.5 inches by 15 feet. And I think this stuff here that I bought online is 6 inches wide. So the Hobby Lobby stuff's 5.5 inches wide. And then the regular burlap I bought at Michael's, I use it on my Christmas tree every year. I think that's 6 inches wide. So I'm just going to unroll this right here. And I'm going to see how much of it covers. If it covers a decent amount, we don't need to worry about it. We'll just go from there. Now see, what we're going to do is we're going to place this guy right here in the center of our piece. And then we're going to wire it through. So there's the back of it. And you could leave it just like that, but then we've got sides we need to cover. This bottom piece is going to be covered by a lot of stuff here. But the top, I'm kind of worried about you being able to see that from the back. So I think what I'll end up doing is possibly doing two of something like this. Let's see how this works out. This is similar to what I did for my birdcage arrangement. If you guys have seen, if you guys saw the link to that, the Patreon only video for the birdcage, this is very similar to what I did there, because the birdcage, you're not going to look at the bottom of it, but the bottom is already taken care of and it looks nice just in case you do. It's one of those things, it's a just in case kind of deal. Just trying to see if maybe I should do them do it long ways. Then I really don't need to worry about the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to do it long ways and then kind of glue that piece down. Just trying to see the best kind of angle to do most of this. I think this is going to be our best bet because we can do kind of half and half. May have to do 3 strips, but that's okay. So scissors, rotary cutter, whatever you have, it'll work. So I'm just going to cut it with my rotary cutter here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just measuring up on the side here to see exactly how much I really need. Just so I know how much to glue down. And I really don't need anything right here. I'm going to cut another one. I might need 3, but I'm thinking I probably only need 2. So let's just cut two pieces. So this is the piece I just cut. I'm laying it back on top of my roll, and that's what I'm going to use just to make another cut here. And again, it's a little bigger. You're getting stray pieces. It's a little bigger than the other one because this isn't going to have to be an exact science. So don't worry about making sure you have the proper measurement for each one, because you guys know me, I don't ever properly measure anything. That's just how I do it. So let me see if I get you guys a better view of my craft table. There we go. What I did was, I'm going to set the 2 pieces side by side here. I'm going to place them in the middle here, and then I have enough leeway up on each side here that we should be good to go. And I've got more than enough coverage up top here. And the bottom isn't really a concern, but it's going to need to, it's just the way this works out, it's just going to have to cover that too. It's no biggie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is flip this over this way. And now you can see through the burlap, but you're seeing turquoise. See how it is on the edge? You can still see green, but here you're seeing turquoise in case, should you look at the back of the piece. So what we're going to do is, this is where your extra piece of cardboard is going to come in. I'm going to lift up this piece here. And I'm going to put glue all on the cardboard. And I'm going to lay it right back down. I'm going to lift up this side and put glue all over my cardboard. And lay that back down. And then I'm going to use the cardboard here. And I'm just going to use it to press the burlap down into the glue. You're going to have glue come up and come out. That's fine, but it's good to be on the cardboard and not your fingers. Okay, so we got that down. While that dries, we're going to do the same thing on this side now. So I'm going to just hold this and pull that back. Apply the glue. Lay that down in there. And then do the same thing this way. The glue kind of holds it a little bit before you press it in there, so just don't pull it too far up. It won't be an issue. Lay that down in there like so. And then grab your cardboard. See, this side's already dry, which is why I'm touching it. It's A-okay now. Just get your cardboard to kind of get that pressed in there pretty good. And you can see all the glue that's coming off on the cardboard. This is to save your hands and your fingers. So a little tacky, but look, we're able to touch it already, so not a problem. So that's what we're working with here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to glue on the sides and glue down the top. The bottom won't be an issue because we're going to place it like so. So what I'm going to do here is Same thing we did on the cardboard, but we're going to do it on the styrofoam. So I'm going to push my glue down on this side for this one and use my cardboard to hold that down in there. Now for this kind of stuff, you have to hold it just a little bit longer. In my experience, it will come right back up. So I'm just going to hold it down and we wait for it to kind of just dry a little bit. Cool off and dry. Gets good contact with the styrofoam and then it seals it and it won't come off. And again, if you know for sure you're not going to care or see this, you can skip all of this and just stick this on a piece of cardboard or plastic or whatever you have that's hard. You basically want a hard piece. You could get corrugated cardboard. You could corrugated cardboard. You can get that plastic kind of cardboard. They have stuff that's made out of PVC, stuff like that. Anything you have that would be hard. Cardboard for me, just I know I'm not gonna be able to push those picks through the cardboard, so that's just what I picked. And I already had it on hand. So there's those pieces there. Now I'm gonna do the side. And the side, you see we're gonna have a cute little fold here. I really think that's cute. It's not gonna be too bad. So what I'm gonna do here is the same as before. Put my glue on there and then hold that down. And then I am going to fold this over. I didn't on the bird cage. You guys saw that. I did on the bird cage because I wanted it to look a little messy, kind of almost like it was sitting in a bowl of burlap or something. So that was part of the deal for that. And then I'm going to put some glue right here on that piece and fold this guy in. Again, guys, be careful of your fingers. Always mindful of your fingers. Always mindful of your fingers. And then I'm going to hold this piece down like that. Don't know if this is going to be seen or not, but it's all just personal preference. It's all personal preference. I'm going to hold that down with the cardboard. Use something to protect your fingers, guys, because this stuff is no joke. That's what you got. That's what you end up with. And you see, guys, it's coming up. It's coming up. So you got to hold it a little bit longer, Whitney. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, I got a couple more viewers. I see my number went up, you guys. Just type in the chat. Let me know you guys can hear me and see me, and then I'll just kind of go over what I've already done. You guys haven't missed much at all. You haven't missed much at all. Trust me, it's okay. I'm going to sit for a second, actually. My feet are already hurting. All right, guys. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. If you can, just say yes or type a number or a letter or something into the chat so I make sure that this stuff's all working out. I mean, it worked so far when I did it into the YouTube chat. You guys just let me know how it goes. All I've done so far, I went over the supplies. I already cut the styrofoam. There's a piece of painted cardboard on the back of this. And I'm using the other piece of the cardboard. This is from a shipping box I received something in to hold down this burlap that we're covering. And that's what we're doing. So on this side, we're doing the same thing. Make sure you're keeping the top on this side and the top on this side the same. And what I'm going to do is the same thing here. Just apply glue to the top of the styrofoam. And then hold it down with the cardboard. Okay, I got a thumbs up. That's good. Okay, Bobby White, perfect, thanks. Hi, Bobby. You know, I didn't think about it. If you guys are on Patreon and you don't have a YouTube account, you can view it, but you won't be able to comment. I didn't think about that until now. So you guys will have to make a YouTube account, which isn't, I mean, you just have to, basically it's a Gmail, an email, that's all it is. And you use that to sign into YouTube. You can use the link I put in Patreon to view it at any time. You do not have to have a YouTube account. If you don't want to make a Gmail account, that's perfectly fine. You can put all of your questions and comments into the Patreon post. But I didn't even think about that until now. You guys will have to have a Gmail account in order to comment or like on YouTube. It's all a learning process, guys. I was just trying to find the cheapest way to do it since Vimeo is pretty expensive and Patreon is working on a way to do live streaming, but for now, the company they use, it's a decent amount of money, again, to just try to get live streaming. So I was okay, I could do a private live stream through YouTube, let's go with this for now and see how it works. Thanks, Bobby. All right. So now I'm going to fold this guy over here. And all I'm doing right now, guys, is just to, this is all just in case something shows on the back. So you can skip all of this if you don't care, which is completely fine. You are your own artist. If you don't want to do this, skip this entire step. This is all just how I would do it. And sometimes it's these little added, pieces here and there that kind of make the piece a little pop. You could tell someone really put effort and time into it. If you're making it for yourself, do whatever makes you happy. No one says you have to do anything, right? Do whatever makes you happy. Okay, so I got these two in. This is basically what we did. We cut 2 pieces of this burlap that I got at Hobby Lobby. Again, you can use regular burlap if you need to. And I put a strip here and a strip here to cover up the piece, gluing the sides. I'm not gluing the bottom because we're just going to mount this into the bottom of here. So it's not horribly like the end of the world if it's not, completely glued down. So that's basically how we're doing it. So that's the back of it, should you have to ever see the back. Or if you want to put it on a window door or in a window seal, you don't have to now worry about anything icky showing. That's really all that step was about. So, should be done with our little, protective for our fingers goodie thing here. And now I'm going to wire this guy right into here. So, gonna need floral wire. I'm picking silver because I already have silver chicken wire in here, so it shouldn't show too much on the back. I'm going to use a pretty decent amount because I want this to really cut into it, and we're going to put like a little X kind of deal here over the front and the back. So just pull a long enough piece to cover. If you guys see, I have a really long piece here. I don't know if you can tell. It's a really long piece because I'm going to go diagonally across each side. So I need 2 pieces. So guys, the Patreon link worked. Everything's doing okay. All right, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to kind of feed it through the burlap a little bit on the corner and just get this thing to bite right through the styrofoam on each side. And grab it in the back. I mean, this chicken wire is definitely a big enough, the holes are just a-okay. Then I'm going to put this down on this corner right through the hole in the burlap here as well. And then get that one down in the bottom hole. And then I'm not sure how close you can see. You see the wire going across diagonally? I'm going to pull on the back of this pretty hard until I can hear it. You hear it biting? It's biting into the styrofoam. That's what we want. I'm not going to leave it like this, but I'm going to twist these 2 together back here just to hold it in place while I do the other one. And then I'll show you how I'm going to attach the 2 together. Yeah, the chicken wire is like super forgiving, so you don't have to really worry about getting anything exact on. Same thing with this burlap. It's not... Everything's got big enough holes in it. It's almost like sewing with the wire. All right, so I got one on each side, and now I'm going to pull on it hard enough to make I can hear it bite into the styrofoam. All right, flip it over, and this is how we're going to work on it. so I'm going to untwist this piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the two together on each corner instead of diagonally across. So it should have a little bit less of an impact visually. And I'm just going to twist them. And just keep twisting for a little bit. And the idea here is to try to get them as tight as possible. Down to our piece. Or basically in this case, the piece is the chicken wire. Yep, that's definitely not going anywhere. So I'm just twisting it together for a little bit to create this little long tube, and I'll show you in a second how far up I twisted them. It's like basically maybe not even really an inch, you could say. So on the back here, you can sort of see the wire, and then if I place it this way, you can see how much of it, oops, let me get my finger in front of it. You can see how much of it I left. You see that there? It's only about an inch. On each one, I'm going to take my little craft pliers here, and I'm just going to kind of curl it in on itself. And then that way there isn't anything to, I mean, this piece is chicken wire. So, I mean, technically it can scratch a surface. So just be mindful of that. If you're putting it in a different piece, then you don't have to worry about it. But because there's chicken wire, the chicken wire itself is going to cause an issue. Don't worry too much on trying to get, every little tiny piece covered or every little tiny sharp end stuck somewhere, but because that's not really going to matter. It's chicken wire. So all I'm doing is twisting it in on itself. Kind of went through the burlap a little bit, but remember the burlap is glued to cardboard, which I'd forgotten on the other piece I did, the birdcage video. You guys saw that, another Patreon only video. I forgot that I glued the styrofoam to cardboard, and I was trying to stick it through the cardboard thinking I'd get it into the styrofoam and or just thinking I'd stick it through the burlap into the styrofoam, and I forgot I had cardboard, and I was like, why isn't this going through? So I just made a hole. This I'm not doing, I'm just twisting it, and then I'm using the flat part of my pliers to just push down on it. So if you touch them here, you've got no sharp parts. So I'll show you right there. That's what I did when I twisted it, and then there's this one is up here. You guys can see there. So that's how we got our piece on. That's what it looks like from the back. Here's our front, which we will cover with beautiful things. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut apart these little pieces I have of the wow, words, Whitney, words, of the ficus. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to have to. I don't want them to be too long. I'm going to need to use my pick machine because these little pieces of ficus are like they're really kind of weak and rubbery. So I'm going to have to use my pick machine. I have it over here. And you guys know if you don't have a pick machine, the longer way of going about it is, putting it on a stem, using either those floral picks that are wood with the wire on them, or you could put them on a stem and just use floral tape just to get them, on a stiffer stem to get them stiffer so that they'll push in. Because right now this is absolutely just too weak and rubbery. This right here, it's going to melt as soon as it hits the hot glue. So let me grab this guy off to the side right here. I got my pick machine right down here. You guys just can't see it. And I'm just going to add a pick to the end of each of these. And that's what a pick machine does if you haven't seen it before. Just adding a pick to the end of each one of these ficus leaf additions. And this is, again, kind of like just a filler. Since the stem itself is $1, I got it on sale at Hobby Lobby. These are good fillers. If they need to be seen, they'll peek through. You don't really want the focus to be on them anyways. So, in my opinion, they're perfect for a filler. They add greenery to every piece. And this particular stem had already been used on a previous project. So, I got double duty out of it. And let me just kind of start out by just placing them in there anywhere you feel like it. I'm just really going to add, you know, left, right. And again, I need to try to be mindful that I'm not covering up too much here in the front or on the top, or even off to maybe the right. I'll put a big flower up here, but then have everything kind of go off to the right. I really want to make sure that I'm just kind of keeping the arrangement sort of on a low profile so you can see the chicken wire, because that was the whole purpose of getting this particular square piece, was because the chicken wire was super cute and I thought it would go really well with the cotton aspect of our ribbon of the month. And I didn't realize we're more than halfway through the month, so I really need to get cracking on getting June's ribbon of the month picked out, and then I can at least tell you guys where it's at and where to order it if you want to get to it before it goes away, since this particular one, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get it in, make sure it was a good quality ribbon before I told you guys where I bought it, because if you buy it and then I'm like, okay, well, this is a really kind of crappy quality, I didn't want you guys to go and get it. But Craft Outlet sold out on that dang ribbon so quickly. I mean, it only took me like 3 or 4 days to get it. And then when I went back online to put the post out to tell you guys where to get the ribbon, it had already been gone. I'm like, really? That's unfortunate. So there you guys. All I did was just stick the ficus leaves in kind of randomly. And that's what we want to do. So I'm going to take my blue hydrangea and my white flowers here. And I'm going to kind of try to arrange them here in a little bit of a different, in kind of a little bit of a weird order. So I'm just going to cut off my tags. And then cut my stems. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to leave any, I'm not going to be able to leave any of these leaves on because I'm cutting the stem sort of short. Probably going to even have to cut it shorter than this, but it's kind of like when you do your bangs, you can always cut off more. You can't put it back on, so be careful. Just be careful. So save your leaves too, because we can actually put picks on the ends of these and use these as filler as well. You can place these in the piece here if we need to, and then we won't have to use that backup stuff that I brought from my stash. You guys feel free to ask questions or put things in chat. This is just like a Facebook Live. If I have any of my Facebook people on here already, unless these are just my YouTube folks. This is just like a Facebook Live. So just type in there questions, comments, whatever makes you happy. I'm cutting these stems fairly long because I don't know how short I'm going to need them, and I don't want to make a boo-boo, and then I'll have to add to it. I've done that many times. Cut something too short, then it bites you. Okay, so I don't know, you guys missed this. I have these guys I'm going to put in there too, and then hopefully that's enough, because also we want our ribbon to kind of just bubble on out. So aren't these guys gorgeous? I love looking down into them. They're just so dang pretty. So my idea is to have one of them up here like this. So I'm going to have to make a kind of a hole in the top of this burlap that we did here, but I definitely want one to be like right about here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so if I know I want it to be about here, I've got this much extra stem, and I don't want it to go that far in. We'll cut it just a little bit shorter. I'm only going to cut off about 1 inch. And then I am still going to need to make a bigger hole up here. I'm going to take the stem and see if that works. It looks like my stream kind of just, and then it, all right. That's interesting. So let me make sure that it popped back on and you guys can see everything that's going on. How you doing? Do I still have you? It says I still have a couple viewers, so everything looks okay, guys. I didn't go any, I mean, I noticed that it stopped, so. All right, I can see testing. All right. Still here. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Nice. Okay, good. So what I was doing was I was in the middle of trying to get a little hole in the top here in the burlap. So I'm holding the actual block because this is wired in with like 26 gauge wire. You don't want to be too kind of rough on it. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, but you also don't want to put too much force on it. So I'm going to try to make a little hole up here and kind of get that put in there. If not, take a pen or a pencil or a stick or something. I'm going to use my pliers here and kind of make a bigger hole in this burlap up top here. Just get that stem in there. May even have to cut this stuff. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now that I got it in there, I'm going to put a bunch of glue on the bottom, and I'm going to put it in there real quick to get it right back where it was. There we go. So there's our first flower placed in there, and that's about as tall as I want it to get. I don't want it to interfere too much with I don't want it to interfere too much with all this extra cute chicken wire. I want the chicken wire to still show through. I had an idea I would like paint this, but then I looked at the construction and it's like they really had it good. They put the chicken wire in between another piece instead of just putting it on the back. So I was like, I don't want to try to paint in between all this stuff right here. Let's see. Bobby White, you're keeping me company while I declutter my kitchen. That's cool, Bobby. That's cool. Good to know. Good to know. I'm glad I can keep you company on this beautiful Saturday. Now these guys I did cut too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my blue hydrangea in. And I think we'll have to put the bow kind of in the middle. So I put the blue hydrangea in and I actually cut that way too long. So I am going to cut this possibly in half, even if not more. Yeah. So I'm only leaving this stem very short. That's about how short it is, just because of how deep we're actually going on this thing. Remember, that's what we have the cardboard in there for. The cardboard is going to help us. The cardboard's going to help us out with not going right straight through the back of the styrofoam and into right through the chicken wire on the back. So I'm putting this hydrangea in at a diagonal so that it helps cover sort of up on the side view of this guy here. So I think we're definitely gonna have to put some extra greenery in it. That extra stuff I brought from my stash from various places, Joann's and Michael's. It's old stuff, but it's oldies but goodies. This guy keeps twirling here. Let me see if I can get him to stop. I think it's actually just the way the stem is constructed. It has a coating on the outside of it here that twists, kind of like the tulips do. So I'm definitely going to cut these short as well. Keep your flower, or keep your leaves, guys, because you can always use these to cover up things, or we may incorporate them in to get them, just to get them, to use them extra as coverage or as, filler, so that we don't have to do all that stuff. Saw at Walmart rolls of chicken wire for about $4. Yeah, that stuff's cute too. Also from Consumer Crafts, I got some chicken wire too. It's actually pretty wide. But yeah, the chicken wire ribbon is absolutely cute for crafts. I've used it in a couple different things. Really, absolutely love the chicken wire. It's almost like perfect for that whole farmhouse thing everybody's doing. Let's see, I still have the cotton I need to put in here. So I'm going to put this guy down here. just so I'm spacing out all my stuff. I need to cut this one shorter as well so I can get it really good solid into the styrofoam. Remember, we're working with a shallow, we're working sort of with a shallow piece, so we don't have too much leeway as far as leaving the stems too long. So I'm going to make this one extremely short, and I'm going to push it right straight into it so it's almost flush. Actually, it is. It's flush with the styrofoam. And then we'll need to work around that being as flush as it is and put the ribbon in. Put the ribbon in a way so that it won't actually be hidden or, you know, interfering. We won't interfere with the flowers. So I'm going to take one of these guys and I'm going to put this one of these guys at the bottom and leave it full. I'm going to leave it as it is, but I'm going to place it in the bottom and let it drape down. Because I really like the way it drapes. I also need to make sure that this isn't too heavy, because sometimes you know these things can get too heavy, and if it pulls the styrofoam forward too much, we're gonna have to figure something else out. But let's see how it works out. We'll do this together, because I myself have also not used any of this before. Most of the stuff I buy like this that has this draping or weeping effect, I usually cut it apart, which is what I plan on doing with this second one here and turning it into like little extra accents and picks within the piece. So I'm kind of seeing here how I have to put it in to keep it draping like that. Kind of want it to drape off like that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is cut it even shorter. It's got a lot of extra little pieces of plastic on here, so I'm going to clear all that off real quick. I'm going to kind of cut it at a diagonal so it'll stick in there better. Just making a sharper piece out of it is what I'm doing so I can place it in. Let's see how this works. No, it's not what I'm going for. I think I need to go more, diagonally up and down. So hold on one sec, guys, while I get the placement of this guy here. What do you think here? Kind of not turning out the way I'm wanting it to. May have to just drape it all the way up here. Meanwhile, I'm putting a lot of holes in there, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Just don't want it to stick out too far, and I kind of wanted it to drape more sideways than just down like that. Or let's see what happens when I put it over the hydrangea. Oh, I like that. What do you think? I really like the way that comes up and out. I'm going to leave it just like that. So let me get this girl glued in. That's really cute. I'm really liking how that turns out. You guys could tell I put it in like 4 different places before I found its forever home. Gluing on the end of it, putting it right back in that hole. Perfect. Yes, I really like the way that draped out. Just think about that. I love that. Okay. Oh, Bobby, the chicken wire was in the outside of the garden area. Nice. It's too cute, too cute. All right, so let me see. Yeah, I'm going to have to add some of that greenery that I purchased before. Remember, if you need greenery, just grab it at any store you can possibly think of. Every store has a greenery aisle. You can order it online. You can get all kinds of stuff. I'm going to try to get away with just using the Michaels greenery. Because everything else here was purchased at Michael's. So let's try to keep it Michael's theme. That way you guys can just kind of peek around at their Michael's stuff. This was in their spring section. They still have a lot of that out, by the way. I was just there last weekend. So you should be able to find some of this stuff around there. And I'm just going to kind of poke this in on the sides. And then I'm going to start the bow, and then we'll just kind of fill in with the cotton once we're done. So I'm going to cut these all off at their longest points. And I have 2 bundles, so I have, the possibility of 6 of these fillers, which are pretty big. So I'm going to cut them into smaller picks is what I'm going to do. So let me cut this guy down to 1. So each one of those I've turned into 2 picks, which gives us a lot of good, coverage possibility. It's not exactly as thick as I want it to be, but we'll get it in there. Because I have these extra leaves from the hydrangea and the 3 white flowers, which I have no clue what these white flowers are. I just liked them because the centers of them were super unique. Super, super unique. And I'm just going to make some holes on the sides and fill it in with this extra little greenery picks here. The leaves are kind of see-through, so I might actually end up having to use some more greenery too, just to get that. Because look, even on the side, you can still see through there with this greenery. So I'm probably going to have to put something down in there too. You don't know until you get in there, guys. Sometimes it just kind of surprises you and you just don't have a choice. Excuse me. Yeah, that's way too big. Yeah, definitely way too big. This is the tallest flower I want. So I'm going to have to cut all these down. It's fine. I'm going to bend this a little bit more. Put the hydrangea over it a little bit. So there, I bent that down a little bit more. And now we have a perfect space because I'm going to put the bow right here in the middle and have some of the bow kind of drape down here with the greenery. So the bow is going to go right here. So sometimes it's not necessarily a structured type of thing. It's sort of just a you go in stages. So it's not like I can't really ever do anything with just all of one and then on to the next piece and the next piece and the next piece and then the bow and you're done. Because there's always little tweaks and little extras that you're going to need to add here and there. Excuse me, guys. It must be the allergies and stuff. There's little tweaks here and there you can always make. During, after, each stage and each step when you get to them, there's always little tweaks to make here and there. Let's see. Oh, I can put one here above the hydrangea. Above the hydrangea. Yeah, let's do that. Thanks, Bobby. Good idea. I'm going to put one right over here. So that's going to require me to get in here like I did with the white flower. Well, that works out perfect. That's A-okay. So let me get that glued in. There's that guy there. So you have more of kind of little cover right here on the side. That works out really well. I'm messing with my petals. All right, I'm going to put the bow in right now so I can make sure I have enough space for it and it's not really going to get squished. Because we still need to put in our cotton. I have one more of these. I can turn these into like little accents on the sides and the left, right, upside down kind of thing. I'm thinking about putting these hydrangea petals right here under the hydrangea to cover more. But we'll do that at the end so I can make sure I have enough room for everything. So what I'll do is I'm definitely going to grab our ribbon of the month here. This is our cotton ribbon. And I believe what I really want to do is add in these kind of robin's egg blue instead of the turquoise. I don't want to put too much turquoise in here. I think I want to put these three in just because they're kind of just, they're all off. You know what I mean? They're all just a little off from one another. This particular turquoise looks a lot better in my opinion. So maybe I shouldn't. What do you guys think? That's what I think I'm going to go with. Let me get this guy bent down some more so it's really just hanging down onto the piece, and then I can put more coming up top. That's what I'll do. And I got to bend this down more. And I'll put my bow right above it. Yep. Yeah. A lot of times you guys will notice if you've done this before, your arrangement just kind of happens organically. It just, I don't really go into it. I'll go into it with a plan and then it just completely doesn't even work out the same. That's just life. So I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner down here. And I'm going to add kind of a sort of a long ribbon tail. Maybe one of each. No, maybe just, I don't know. We'll see. Let's just go for it, Whitney. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we'll leave those two out to the side. We'll go with these three here. Yeah, a brown accent would actually look really pretty. I'm wondering if I should throw this burlap in here with it. I'm going to throw a piece of burlap in there, guys. Just wait. I have an idea. It's really literally just going to be a strip of burlap, and then I'm going to fold it in half. Just wait. Just wait. I have an idea. I have an idea brewing in my brain. That could be trouble. For me, not you. Love watching you make bows. Thanks, Bobby. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off that because I don't know. I haven't really ever done a bow where you leave the tail long and you kind of just curl the end. So I'm actually think I'm going to try that today. Just kind of curl up the end and leave it there and just see what happens. No, actually, no. Something about that seems wrong. I've seen it on lots of other projects other people have done. I just absolutely love a dovetail. I don't know what it is about dovetails. I can't say no to them. Remember, guys, all this ribbon is from Craft Outlet. That's the only way I can make them anymore, just like Whitney. That's cool. And I make them just like my grandma did. All right, this is a little bit thinner of a ribbon. Like this cotton ribbon here is a really good thick canvas. This is a little bit thinner. It's not bad at all. It's still curling really well. It's not, yeah, it's still a good ribbon. And I know this one, I've had this in different colors. This one is that crisscross pattern. I put a link to it in that previous post. You guys can scroll back in Patreon and find the links to them. This is a checkered ribbon. It's really cute. I've got it in black. I've used it in green on the strawberry wreath. It's a really good, thick quality ribbon. That's why I really like it. That's why I'm like, let me get back on there and buy it in like 3 more colors. Okay. I use my thumb pit. That's exactly what it is. That is the medical term for this. My thumb pit. Use my thumb pit. All right, so I'm going to start with this baby blue one on the back. And I'm just going to guesstimate I'm going to make some pretty decent sized loops on this guy because I got a good amount to go in here, and I think the bigger, the loopier, the prettier it's going to be. And I'm leaving long tails on this. I really want it to just be super big and fluffy. Yep, so I'm literally just doing a 2-loop bow of each one of these ribbons. And then if I need to make more tails, I'll show you guys how super easy that is, because we might stick a little accent off to one side. I'm going to do the cotton one last because I want it to be on top. This one's our main event. She was why we're here. So I'm going to leave this one pretty long too. Kind of pinch it. Pinch it a little bit here. Kind of guesstimate. And I don't want all these to be perfectly the same size. I want them to be imperfectly different. And that's what makes them pretty. Pull it, pinch it. I mean, I really don't measure. You guys, do you measure? I wouldn't. I don't measure my loops. It's just a habit. I feel like they happen the way they want to be. It's like they're calling. They're calling me, telling me. I'm not weird, guys. I'm basically saying the ribbon speaks to me. It doesn't. I'm not that odd. I mean, I'm odd. You guys know that, but that's why you love me. So here's our cotton ribbon, which is our main event. And I think this is so stinking cute. I couldn't pass it up. I've been seeing it pop up a lot in Facebook Lives and on a lot of different websites and suppliers. And I was, oh my gosh, that's going to be huge. Let's get some. And I was right. It was huge, and then it sold out. Said not available for 3 months. No. Who's going to wait for that? Who wants to? So, but I did find that olive green. That olive green was super cute. I don't remember that being available when I purchased it, because I don't think Craft Outlet had it, but a Trendy Tree had it, and it was super, super cute. All right, guys. So there's the bow, just a bunch of loops in my thumb. And I'm going to put my pipe cleaner right around there where the thumb is, kind of put it under there. Bring it around to the back together and twist it as tight as you can. Kind of use my index fingers twisting the bow. And then we're going to continue to twist this and make it sort of long, and I'm going to put a steel pick on the end, and we're just going to press it right into the styrofoam. It's going to go right up against the styrofoam, so you don't even have to focus really on anything other than getting your placement how you absolutely want it. So I'm going to put my steel pick on the end of my twisted, oops, there goes my tablet from my steel pick machine. Right on the end of your pipe cleaner. Just place that down in there and press it down. You guys can't see my steel pick machine, but that's basically what we're doing. We're turning our bow into a pick, and we're going to place it right down into our piece. And then I'll show you how I'm going to make some extra tails. I did that on the, I did a Super Bowl of crafts this past year, which I'll tell you about while I dovetail these other ends. Folding them in half, and I'm just cutting diagonally from the fold down to the wired edges. I did a basket arrangement, and I made the bow, but there just needed to be a little, a few more tails, just a few more cute little streamers popping out. So I'll show you guys how I did that, because I think I'm going to add those to each side just to kind of incorporate more ribbon into the piece. So all I did was dovetail the other opposite sides. I'm going to take our little girl here, and I'm going to press her right down here into the middle of this. And then I want to push in here and make sure you're going to smush the bow. That's normal. Don't worry about it. That's life. That's how it goes. I'm just going to keep pressing and pressing all the way down in there. Okay, so it's down into the entire piece of styrofoam all the way to the bottom. Kind of manipulate this to go down. And you can tug on your loops, guys. Just tug on your loops, get them where you want them. Make sure this is how you like it first. And then I got to pull it out and glue it back in. So I'm just kind of going to hold it up and see, do I like it? Does it look cute? I like how the ribbon kind of hangs down here with these little extra pieces, which I'm gonna incorporate some more in, so you're not just missing all out on it. But I really like that. I have to put something in there, you know me. I can't leave that empty. So here's where we're gonna pull this right straight back up and out. And I'm just gonna put a bunch of glue on the end of my steel pick, kind of using it almost as like a scooper. I'm gonna place it right back in that hole I made. Press it all the way in. And while it's still, I'm gonna twist it a little bit because I twisted it. There we go. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can manipulate my tails to all come down. And then that might actually look really cute with them sticking straight up. Or I'll just have to cut these shorter. But I did plan on making some ribbon tails. Some extra ribbon tails. So let's see how this goes. Just pulling the ribbon tail down the opposite direction from where it's actually already going. There we go. So all I did was take it from the top, and I just kind of pulled it around the opposite side of the ribbon where it's already at. I'm sorry, the opposite side of the ribbon from where it was at. There we go. So now all of the tails, and this top one here for the cotton one, you're going to have to kind of work it around the loops of the other pieces. So that's where pulling kind of downward and tight and pushing it into the middle of the bow to get it to come down the bottom, and then you can fluff your loops back out and it should perfectly just kind of cover itself up. But you know me, guys, I'm going to be putting little touch of greenery in there somewhere, kind of mix that in a little bit. It's got a little bit of both on each side. I love this ribbon. It's absolutely cute. It's just absolutely. So there's the bow. Kind of like that. Oh, I lost my focus. Come on, phone. There we go. So there's the bow. And she's a little, I like the long, I like the curly. I don't think I'm going to actually curl it in on itself. I really like the way it is on its own already. So I'm just going to leave it that way. And now what I'm going to do is, let me see if I have a leaf small enough. This is sort of small enough, but Actually, I could put a piece of cotton in the middle. What am I thinking? I haven't put my cotton picks in yet. And then I still have another one of these guys I'm going to incorporate in there, which is stuck in the cotton. Okay. So what I need to do here is take a look at my cotton pick. Now I got this at Hobby Lobby. This one's just a little bit abused. So this might be my opportunity to cut this piece off, since it's, do you see how loose it is on the piece? See how it's all coming off? I'm going to probably cut this piece off right here and put this right down in the middle of my bow. And I like to pick the ones that are kind of scraggly looking. I don't want them to look perfect. I want them to look like we really did pull them right out of the earth in their imperfections. And they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Love my little imperfect pieces. Beautiful. So I'm going to need to fix it because it's completely coming off of this piece here. So I'm going to get my brown floral tape and I'm going to fix it and make it one piece again. Let me see if I just pull all this off or not. Let me just see. Yeah, absolutely. All of it came off. So this is basically how they've done it. They've used the wire and then they've put it on a piece of dowel or whatever this is. This is a piece of, it looks like a piece of dowel. So I'm going to just take this, I'm going to twist the wire around it. So you're kind of doing your own little triage of the craft, in the craft world. And I'm going to just floral tape around it. And that's kind of just holding it on there, and you tug on floral tape just a little bit to get it to activate the sticky part of it, which I did not know about for a long time. You guys are my patrons, so you probably have already heard me tell this story many times. So I will save you from it. And I'm just going to white wrap this floral tape. Not too far down because I need to cut it short because I'm sticking it in the middle of my bow. So I'm just floral taping this whole piece up here, so just in case someone gets a glimpse on the bottom of it, you're not seeing this piece of stick here. So I'll put that off to the side. So that piece has been fixed. And now I'm going to kind of bend these other pieces out and see what we're working with here. So I have a piece here that's only, yeah, see that? I just pulled that right straight out. That's exactly what we can do with most of this. I'm pretty sure you can probably just pull these out. Oh yes, this is working out great. So this came apart pretty decently. I just literally pulled them off of the stem. And I'm going to put them right in just like that. So this one's my longest piece. I want to see what I can do on the top here with it, just to see how it kind of will look towards the top. And I've got 2 of these that I wanted to put in the project so I can intermingle about 6 pieces total into the piece, so we can really get our cotton to show. And if this piece is off to the side here, yeah, I like the height on that, but this piece gets completely covered, so I'm going to pull it off. Just like this. And I'm possibly going to use that in the bow too, because there's absolutely no reason to cover that good piece of cotton. This particular type of stuff can be on the pricey side, and I want every little cute piece to show. So what I'm going to do on top of all this is I'm going to put a steel pick on the end of this. And I'm going to place this kind of up on the top over here. Sort of the side, sort of the top. You'll see how it's going to kind of come to life on its own. Off to the side. See? I just want it to be a little weird. I want it to stick off to the side just like that. So I'm going to glue her back in. Remember guys, keep track of your placement so that when you place it back in there with glue, it'll just slide right back into its spot. That doesn't always happen to me. I always say, hey, keep track of it, but then for some reason you always have those difficult pieces that seem to find their way back out. And you can kind of bend it. I'm going to bend it a little bit with our piece here. And there she is. So there's our first piece of cotton. First piece of cotton, guys. A little messy, not too bad, but this is all styrofoam. It's all styrofoam so far. Oh, and some of it's this blue stuff from this guy. That guy sheds a little bit. It's not made out of styrofoam. You know those things that make out those little tiny styrofoam balls? They kind of like are a nightmare and they just kind of fall everywhere. That's not what this stuff's made out of, but it sheds no matter what. All right, so let me find some other placements in here just to get the cotton peeking out. Cotton peeking instead of cotton picking. That was my attempt at humor, guys. Cotton peeking. And I'm just going to kind of stick them out as accents here and there, making sure that they're actually showing. And see right there, I lost where I had it. Got another long one. I'm actually thinking I might double up right here. Really liking it. A lot of times this stuff's just gonna, it's just gonna start to flow. You'll find your rhythm and it'll just start coming together. And every time you add a piece in, you'll just know. Like this little guy right here, just, if I could get the glue on there, this little guy right here just kind of spoke to me. Right there. I love it. It's closer to the other one, but I really like it popping out right there. So we're gonna add some more on there. We got our other piece here. Okay, I thought that was a bug for a minute. It scared me. I was like, did I bring a spider home? Oh, geez. Oh, anyhow. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. And I'm just gonna pull these guys out from our piece. They kind of just come right off. We'll cut those shorter. And then this guy here should just kind of unravel it. Let me unravel it just a little bit. Might come out easier. Kind of deconstruct it a little bit easier than having to go at it with scissors or something, but it doesn't seem to, there we go. It's almost like a papery kind of floral tape. Maybe it was stickier when it was first made, but it's like it dries itself out. I don't know. It's nice though. Just came right apart. Didn't have to do too much to it. And then we'll see if I need to put steel picks on the ends of these. I'm thinking I don't really need to, but we'll find out. These I'm going to make a little bit shorter on this side. So I'm going to cut this one right above this piece here. And I'll show you what that does. It now turns this one into its own pick, and it turns this one into a 2-pick. So anytime you have a longer piece, cut it right above the bud of the flower, or in this case it's a cotton ball, right above it, and then it turns it into its own pick. And it's the best way to turn other pieces, you know, to give them multi-use, so you're not just kind of flailing about trying to buy so many extra pieces because you don't have X, Y, or Z. It's not meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be anything other than, let's go with cost effective. I like that. So I'm going to place that guy right down there in the end. I don't even have to put a steel pick on it. It just went straight into the styrofoam. There we go. I'll show you guys right here. Got a little glue on that leaf. That guy just peeks out right here at the corner, bottom corner. Isn't that cute? And then here's my toothpick. Not toothpick, toothpick. Not toe pick, toothpick. There we go. I really like that. But since it's kind of, I'm not sticking it in very deep, I need it to stick out sort of, you know, decently so that this piece is showing. You can see here, I need this to show. This one shows, but I need this one to show. I'm going to put what we want. Right straight in there, just like that. Just like that. Look at that. I love it. So you got a little peeking out right there. So you can see how everything starts to fill in. You get extra little bit of here, a little bit of there. Everything starts to fill in. And you know what, guys? I'm actually thinking I could put one of these guys, one of these little, what's it stuck on? I could put one of these guys coming out of the bow. I might do some little weird kind of, let's just see what my brain comes up with, because I'm having these crafty thoughts, you guys. You know what happens with my crafty thoughts. Whatnots. That might help me cover up all of that right there. So I'm going to take my hydrangea leaf. That one's kind of smaller. Might use both of them actually. These are the leaves that came off of the hydrangea stem. I'm going to put a steel pick on them. And I'm going to layer one on top of the other in the styrofoam. Just off to the side of the actual hydrangea here. So it's still, applies to this particular flower. Put this off to the side here. I'm gonna put this down like this. And I'm going to put the other one layered right on top of it, sort of just a little bit off to the side, but just more on top of it, so it kind of gives you a more, well, it's layered. It's a layered effect. There we go. So I got a little bit of coverage here, a little bit of coverage there. I'm going to bend this. You know, a lot of times, guys, I'm just talking to myself. So now I've got my hydrangea leaves off to this side. They're more accented to the flower they belong to. Cotton is still sticking out to the right. So I'm putting all this cotton in here. That's what this particular piece was about. It's about the cotton. And I want, just trying to figure out how I want these pieces in here. Do I want to do more? 2 picks, 3 picks? I think I might stick with another one up here on this top right side just to make it a little bit more poofy. I'm sorry, not poofy, but I'm going to accent a lot of cotton off to the right because that is looking super cute right about here. Just right about there. Comes up a little bit higher than our frame, and I love that about it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Get a little cotton heavy on the right upper right side. Okay guys, apparently I guess apparently YouTube is not used to Whitney Lucas live streams, which take like what, 2 hours? YouTube says, you've been on for a while, did you know that? And it just shuts me off. So I don't know guys, we'll see how it goes. Facebook doesn't seem to care, but Facebook gives you such bad quality. So let's keep going. Also, YouTube doesn't know me yet for live streams, so maybe they're like, oh, okay, we'll have to give you like a lot of time. That was one of the streamers, one of the streaming sites I looked at for you guys actually only gave me a half-hour window. And I just laughed. I'm like, that is not going to work out. I can't do anything in a half hour. Don't they know how much I talk? Come on, man. Don't you know how much I talk? Yep. So cute. So cute. I love it. Love how cute this is. Oh. All right, so one more again. I guess I could say we're kind of close to the end. I hope so. You know, I always try to go at this with the premise that I'm not going to go over an hour, and that has, you know, that just doesn't seem to happen. It's not in my cards, so I'm not going to force it. Right? Sounds good. Okay. That's just not in my cards, I don't think. So let's see what else we need. We got this flower is a little flat. I don't want to put too much here, there, everywhere, blah, blah, blah. I can fix these tails on the flip side after I get some more stuff stuck in here. Yeah, I said I was going to add burlap to it, and I never did. Too late now, because the burlap needs to go on the back of it. Oh well, it's okay. It's okay. I'll pull this guy over here, pull this girl here. I'm really just going to tug this ribbon all around, left, right, up, down. And I'm going to try to get it where I want it to be. So I'm really smushing it here, guys, because I want to get certain loops in certain places. Just so I can nestle some cotton in here. And here's my idea. I'm going to clip one of these. Actually, can I pull it off? Yep, look. That just pulled right off. So I'm going to glue this guy right into the center of this here. Oh, yes. That's so cute. So cute. All right. And the guy that I fixed earlier here, this little cotton guy I fixed. You can't rush crafty thoughts. They just happen. Yeah, Bobby, that's right. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here with me. I'm hoping that this is working out for other people. I'm just a little worried. I had a couple people say they were going to come. But I'm really happy you're here with me, Bobby. Thanks. Thanks, Bobby. Oh yeah, that's super cute coming right out of the bow like that. Maybe it's strange, I don't know, but I'm digging it 100%. So I'm gonna get my loops put in the right spots, and I'm gonna glue this cotton guy in first because I absolutely love its placement. Put some more glue on that. have these little stems that came off of those white flowers. And I'm thinking I'm just going to kind of stick these in here too, into the bow. This is why I keep the leaves off of everything. If you don't use them for this project, they come in handy for so much stuff. I like to kind of nestle them into the bow. I like to nestle them into different places of, in the wreath. You can always add steel picks to them and make them like we did the hydrangea leaves. Make them coverage, make them part of the arrangement. I very rarely do anything where I don't place most of my greenage and not greenage, but my greenery or foliage stuff right back into the piece. I can't help it. It just looks good. I like it to look like it's grown that way, even though we know it hasn't done that. Whatever makes you happy is what I like to say. You guys have heard me say that a billion times, and right now this makes me happy. So let me glue this guy right down in here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to incorporate some of these guys into the bow, and it should hang absolutely perfectly with the rest of it. So it kind of looks like it's almost one piece, because I have the rest, actually all of the previous one is behind the bow. So you can see it more as an accent. And I'm going to add pieces to the front of it here, so it kind of helps the bow. It adds to the bow here. See, I added this one here up front. Let me see if we focused in. There we go, yeah. So I added this one up front. I have the one cotton piece in. I have another couple leaves, but I have my other extra little cotton guy here. I'm just wondering if I'm going to have to, if I can just, I'm going to tuck it in right there, just like that. I was wondering if I was going to have to add it to another stem, because there's wire in it. And I could have wired it easily to another piece of stem or dowel or something, but I'm going to nestle that guy right in here in the bottom, and that is so absolutely perfect. Yes. Jeez. This stuff it just comes together and it's perfect. Look at that guy right down there. It's kind of hidden straight on, but it looks great just right there. I'm very happy with that. I only have one more pick of cotton, and I think I'm going to turn it into 2 picks and kind of maybe add another accent off to the left or the right. Just don't know if I want to do 3 on this side. Yeah. I'm going to do another 3 pick and 1 pick. So here's my 1 pick guy right here. So I turned this guy into a 3 and a 1. The other one I turned into a 2 and a 1. So now we have a 3 and a 1. Cut that at a diagonal. And I may not even have to put a steel pick on this one either. So let's peek at it and see how it turns out. Perfecto. Gonna need to put some greenery over here. We still have a lot of styrofoam block kind of showing, so I don't want any of that to kind of peek through too much. And let me see. Maybe I will put this one coming out this way. Yeah, why not? This might actually interfere with whatever type of shipping box I can put this in, but it's just too cute to have to worry about that. I don't want to I always try not to, I don't want to limit myself on shipping, oh, I can't put this piece here on the arrangement because I have to be able to put in a shipping box. That to me ruins it. It's just, it happens the way it needs to happen, and I don't want to have to worry about a shipping box being the reason why I couldn't place something where I absolutely knew it would go, because it just works really, really well right there. So yeah, we'll have to put some more greenery up here on this side, but I think I'm almost done. I'm going to put a couple more pieces of this long green, or the longer blue stuff into my bow. It's actually smushing our beautiful, pretty flower here. The white flowers were like a surprise find. I was very happy to find them because I was upset that I couldn't get more green. Or, I'm sorry, green. I'm holding a greenery. Except I couldn't find more blue, something that would apply more to our theme. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to scrap the blue. And I was like, well, I can't repick ribbon. I really want this ribbon. And then these white flowers just kind of appeared and saved our day, guys. They saved our day 100%. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about all this. This is my first try with YouTube, so apparently YouTube's limiting me. I may have to try to find out if they can let me do longer live streams. I know there's other channels that do like all-day marathons for charity. You know, you're talking about 5 or 6 or 7 hour live streams, but maybe it's because they have like a way bigger subscriber count, or maybe it's because this is a private one. I don't know. But I'll look into it, so I'm gonna have to keep checking from time to time to see, you know, if it's cut out or not. I was over here adding this extra piece of cotton to the right-hand side over here. And so now I'm going to kind of fill in my greenery. I don't think I'm going to add more tails. I know I said I wanted to, but I think what we have going on right here is perfect. I don't think adding another bow up here, actually that looks really cute. I'm going to put another bow up here, guys. Dang it, that looks really cute, doesn't it? Okay. Don't want it to cover up too much. I'm going to just do the cotton only because I really love this particular ribbon. So I'm just going to do, let me see if a 2-loop looks right. Yeah, I'm just going to do a really short 2-loop bow up here. One side will be a little bit longer than the other, and that's really all I did, guys. 2 loops here, and I'm using my extra pieces I cut off from my main bow. And I'm just going to twist it around the middle and put a steel pick on it. Stick that right up at the top, kind of between these 2 white flowers. I'll show you real quick. And that is how that is going to work out. Super cute. And I get to add more cotton ribbon into it. It's kind of like an accent. Makes the bow look like it's way bigger too, without suffocating, you know, the arrangement. I really want to do live streams with you guys, but I'm thinking this is something's up, something's not working with us in order for that to happen. So I may have to look into some other stuff too, but I just want to be able to give you live streams. I know a lot of you guys love live streams, and I want to give you what you want. So we'll keep looking into more options. We'll see how it goes. All right, there's that. Really want this guy twisted this way, that way. Just added another little couple pieces of bow, pushed it literally just right in under there. You know, this is what the back looks like. That's part of the deal. You know, you're going to see some stuff. There's really nothing I can do about that now that I think about it. I could possibly kind of reach back there and stick some reindeer moss in there so you can't really see it. I'll probably do that later off camera. I don't want you guys to have to watch me do that. That could get a little mind numbing. I'm going to take this guy off here. Let's see about adding him right in there like that. Yep. This is all making me super happy. So I'm dipping another one of these guys into the tiny bow that I just added up top here. So it kind of sticks out from there. Let's add this leaf in. It looks good. This came off of one of the other, came off of something. What did it come off of? Oh, it came off of one of the white flowers. I'm going to put this in here also into the bow that I stuck up top. You're basically turning your bow into another little piece of the puzzle, another little accent piece here and there. I'm pretty sure I can use most of these leaves here as another accent. So I'm going to take this leaf off of another. All these leaves I'm using, extra leaves, are from the stems that we put in the project. I haven't really used anything extra. I used one bundle of these that I didn't show you guys originally. That came from my stash, but those were purchased at Michael's as well. So let me see here about putting this guy right in here. And that helps. It's all helping me cover up this guy here. So I think I'm pretty much done, guys. I'm going to add some more stuff, but basically that's what I've done on this side. I've added another one of these guys coming up off the front. I am going to put another one somewhere over in here to come out this way. But that's pretty much it. I'm so sorry that this live stream keeps cutting out. YouTube's got something on me. Love it. Thank you, Bobby. Love it. That's pretty much it. There's all of the two whole stems of cotton in here, and I love the extra little cotton accents, especially around this side. There's a good amount of cotton accents over here. You got good angles from the bottom and the top. Might change around this a little bit here just to get more of these guys to show, but I like the way it's all draping. I like the way it's turning out. So just a little bit more tweaking. You guys will see some pictures. I'll put them on Facebook, Instagram. I'll post them in Patreon also, so you guys can all see them and see how it turned out. So let me know if you guys have tips, tricks, ideas. If you have any other live stream ideas other than Facebook, let me know. That's about it, guys. Thank you for this dry run. We'll see how the next ones go. You know, sometimes this is just how these things happen. I guess YouTube's a little different. Hadn't done one yet. So this lets me know if I do just a regular YouTube one, that one might not work out either. I'm trying to get the whole thing. Here we go. Here's the whole thing. I love it. It's actually super, super cute. I actually didn't make sure that I put this on the top. It's a good thing I did, huh? I wasn't paying attention. I would have had to add hangers on the other side. So make sure you got your hangers at the top, right? So that's it, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you, Bobby, for hanging out with me at this live stream and helping me out, making sure you could hear and see everything. I appreciate all of you guys. You're watching the playback. Just let me know how it goes. So thanks so much, guys. Stay tuned. I'm filming. I hate saying filming. We're not filming. I'm recording another Patreon only video, and I've got 2 more videos lined up for YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to do them on Facebook, or I might do a Facebook Live and then have to record it on my other camera, because that quality, I hadn't done a Facebook Live for like a month, and the last one I did, the quality of the video was just horrible. My mother would say it's atrocious. It was just atrocious. So I'll see what I need to do, but I got 2 more videos lined up. Really cute stuff I just got at Michael's. So you guys stay tuned.